this is Jenet from Kmusic, and as you guys know, I'm also a K radio host. But I'm actually accompanied by a lovely couple who is known on the internet and really, really well known on YouTube. They are known as Eat Your Kimchi, and here is Simon and Martina. Do you guys want to say hi to everyone?
Hi guys!
I'm Martina.
And I'm Simon.
Oh, we switched it around there.
It should be known as Martina and Simon as well.
Yes. And I think the Spudgy is in here somewhere as well, but he's kind of a diva.
He's taking a nap.
So he's like, I'm taking a nap. I don't have time for this. So we couldn't rouse him from his slumber. I'm sorry.
So the first question I have for you guys is, at the start of your career, you came to Korea as English teachers. Would you like to describe your journey of being English teachers to full-time YouTubers with their own studio, which is greatly decorated, by the way? I love the kitchen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I designed it.
Yeah, that's why I love it so much.
He designed it on the spot. Like we were there with the construction guys. We're like, we want this, and he started drawing on the walls, and we're like, yeah, let's do that. And then like 6 hours later, it was up. They don't mess around with construction.
They don't digress.
Okay, sorry, yes, I'm digressing.
We were actually high school teachers in Canada, so not everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And so we decided to come to Korea to teach as well. So we were, in our minds, it was just like our career path is going to be teachers. We were going to travel around the world.
We had teacher clothing and like teacher glasses
all our
and
lesson
like
plans.
normal teacher hair and everything.
I even had like a craft box so I can get my students like into like crafts and that kind of stuff.
We were really passionate about teaching, but we also like are very like creative people on the side as well. So whenever we had some free moments, and we would just like make our own like videos from time to time because it's fun for us to do.
Yeah.
And we just got really lucky that like when we uploaded our videos on YouTube, like people started watching them, and it got to the point that enough people watched them, and we have enough regular watchers a month that we could actually afford to stop teaching now and just focus on making videos instead.
But for the first 2 years, we didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Because we weren't actually YouTube partners. So we really just did made videos because we loved it.
Because it's just a hobby of ours. We've always been creative that way. So
So I never could have predicted that we would be full-time bloggers. Like we just thought this is something we love to do. We're getting viewers that are watching it, but it's not going to amount to anything.
We never predicted that we'd have a studio, that we have staff that are walking around in the back, and I just have no guesses about what's going to happen to us in the future because all of our guesses so far are dead wrong.
So how would you ultimately describe your channel?
It's very difficult to say because a lot of our stuff is based in Korea because we live in Korea, but whenever we go to other countries, we do videos in other countries. So we were in Japan for 11 days and we did a bunch of videos there. And when we were in Mexico, like traveling, we did a video there also. So right now it's pretty much just us trying to be as structurally creative as possible to have like regular weekly segments. But it's mostly just like us experiencing the world around us. A culture,
It's almost like, I would say, a look into our personal diary because we don't ever change things based on other people's opinions. Like we experience our everyday life and then we make a video to show people what we're experiencing, even if it's a K-pop song. So we like the song, we like the video, we have our opinions on it, but it may not be the same opinions as other people. Like we're able to say negative things as well. While a lot of other sites that do reviews have to be very careful, like politically correct. While we don't have to be that way because it's almost like you're looking into our diary. Like, what does Simon and Martina think about being on the subway? Oh, what does Simon and Martina think about being in Japan? Oh.
We're a very untraditional form of media, so we're not actually like reviewers in any way about music. We just talk about random stuff we like, and if we want to talk about USB keys in a music video for 2 minutes, then we'll do that. And when we travel around Korea, we don't give like traditional tour guide kind of stuff. We just give whatever we feel there. If we want to joke around and dance, that's what we do.
So let's condense this. It's the diary of Simon and Martina. There you go.
What do you guys have planned for Eat Your Kimchi in the future, and will there be more interactions with your fans or the nasties?
Well, one of the things that we really focus on with our website and our videos is interacting with the audience as much as possible. We don't view our audience as like our audience. We view them as our collaborators. So they vote for the video that we're going to do for Music Monday, and we chat with them during live chats, and they pick questions that we're going to answer for our TLDR segments.
And they suggest like locations we should visit. So we really feel like it's not like TV or movies where you just make something and put it out and people just have to watch it. We feel like it's more like, hey guys, what do you think? And people are like, oh, why don't you go to this location? We're like, oh my God, that's a great idea. So we feel like there's this interaction.
We're at a very lucky position. Like a lot of people do want to live in Korea and they do want to live overseas. So like we want to show them the things that they want to see. So like, guys, you know, what do you want us to do? We'll show you whatever you want, because I know that it's not easy for everyone to come over here and be here.
So I think when it comes to like interactions with the Nasties, I feel like we interact with them every single day. If you're talking about like visiting a country and having a fan meeting, that's a totally different thing, because we have to figure out like a location, or if people want us to be there, or if they're willing to like help us like fund the trip, because we got to pay for the flight and the hotel. So that kind of thing we don't know about. We just wait to see as it happens. But when it comes to interacting with the Nasties, we definitely...
I know one of the things that we're working on the back end is in changing our website, like improving it in different ways to get people more involved with it as well. Like I don't necessarily want to say what, because some things become very close to completion and then they get scrapped. So I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but it's something that we pay a lot of attention to. How can we get people more involved?
You have both encountered many K-pop idols and groups. Are there any that stood out to you, or did you have any fangirling moments?
We don't really fangirl. We never have. Like even before we came to Korea, like if I met one of my favorite like rock singers or something, I was just kind of like, oh, cool. It's really nice to meet you, because I just think of them as normal people.
We don't think of people as like idols or like gods, or we just think of them as like cool people that have cool jobs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we shared the change room with Super Junior when we were on Starking. So it's like Super Junior putting on their makeup and like changing behind a curtain, and me, and I was like, Super Junior.
Yeah. So like, from that perspective, we just view these idols as interesting people, and we want to like talk to them and try to get some interesting ideas out of them, rather than just like squealing, you know.
¿Qué fue esto? Oh my God.
So we do have people that we would like to be able to meet, because we think that they're interesting.
Right.
So I think for Simon, probably...
Like, I'm really interested in, like, Guyan. Like, I really like her music, and I really like what she says about, like, sexuality in music and about the machinery behind K-pop. And that's something that I'm fascinated with, and I'd love to be able to speak with her and get her insight about it as well.
She's really good at balancing, like, sexy and artsy at the same time. Like, it's, when you watch, like, I'm thinking of, was it...
Bloom.
Don't lie to me. What's it called again? Help me here. Irreversible?
Irreversible.
And so we would love to be able to like meet her and like talk to her. Like so that kind of thing we have with different people. But it's not like a...
So like when we met MFBTY and we did like our interview with them, then like we were really fascinated on their take on, you know, the Korean hip hop scene and what it means, you know, in this industry, and what it's like, because we never spoke with anybody about that before. So we just really like getting these bits of information out of people.
I believe that you guys have been living in Korea for a few years now. What are a few essential tips you would like to give people who are interested in visiting or living in Korea based on your own personal experiences?
Okay, well, one that I will say is regarding, basically there's taxis in Korea, right? And the taxis have...
There are taxis in Korea,
There are taxis with GPSs. And people on like the government websites and stuff will say like, oh, if you come to Korea, you can take a taxi. It's really cheap and easy. The problem is people in Korea don't use like street addresses. So when people come from other countries, they think, well, as long as I have my hotel or my like apartment address like written with the directions, I can get home from wherever I am. But that's actually not the case. Most people
it's not
in
easy
Korea,
to do that.
No, they know landmarks. So for example, when we were in Bucheon, we used to live beside City Hall.
So we would tell taxis to go to City Hall, and then we would direct them like left and right from there. But like you have to know what landmark you're close to.
Like a university or like a Home Plus
or
grocery
a
store.
subway station, rather than just depending on the street address, because you might not get to where you want to go.
And a lot of taxi drivers, like even if they type in the name of your apartment into GPS or your hotel, it may not come up. So now the reason I suggest that is because I think the best part about coming to Korea as a tourist or living is exploring. So like exploring the alleyways and like getting lost. But you can't comfortably get lost if you feel like you can't get home, right? So as long as you can get in a taxi, no matter where you are, and say like, take me to, you know, Hongdae University, and you get back to your hotel, then I feel like you can kind of be free and wander. And that's like the best part about visiting Korea, is finding all these little tiny alleyways that have these amazing restaurants. Yeah. So that would be my advice.
Oh, so that's why in your videos you guys always point out, like when you want to go into a special destination, you always point out, like there's a coffee shop, there's a donut shop. I always thought you guys just didn't know that, like how to say the name of the street. I was just like, whatever, that's easy to remember.
No, it's actually because some places just literally have no street name, and now they're trying to install street names. Like, so there's these new signs that are there, but nobody knows.
Nobody
what those
knows
signs
them
are.
yet.
So
I don't even know the street that I live on.
No, we don't. We actually have 2 street names for our own street address because one is the old name.
Old way. What is the supposed
The
new
way
way?
they're trying to do.
Both ways. Nobody knows.
So with the different types of segments on your channel, tell us the dedication and motivation you put into making those videos.
Well, when it comes to motivation, I think, like we said before about how the first 2 years that we were blogging without making any money. Honestly, we just are really, like, we always have like bubbling excitement about making videos. So regardless if we were getting paid or not, we're always thinking about it. So all day long we're thinking about, oh my God, wouldn't this be hilarious if we did this segment? And then we're like, oh my God, and then like we'll write something down.
We have ideas for like hundreds of other videos and video segments that we want to do. We just don't have enough like time in the day to do them all, because making videos, this is something that you could just do half an hour and put it up. It takes a lot of planning, editing, lighting, shooting, and getting everything right. So we're overflowing with ideas, and I don't know where that comes from. So when people ask us how are we so creative, I'm like,
because we're weird.
I don't know, we're just weird people. So like that's it.
So the motivation wise, we just always have the motivation, but when it comes to dedication to the website, we work on it like 14 hours a day. Like we wake up in the morning and we right away like check all our comments and write back to people and answer emails, and then we start videotaping, thinking about our segment, planning where we're going to go, and once we finish planning and videotaping, start planning for the next week. So it's like a constant, every day you're thinking about something.
There's pretty much no break from the website. It's not like a regular job where you can be like, oh, I want 2 weeks vacation and then I go somewhere else. No, it's like we have to be working on the website almost every day of the year.
So that's why we're happy that we like it.
Yes.
If we didn't enjoy it, then the day that we joined this job, I would be like, I don't want to.
Let's do something else.
Because there is that saying, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So I guess you guys are living that.
Yes. I mean, it is like, you do need to push yourself sometimes because...
So to try to make like a deadline, like we impose these deadlines on ourselves to be able to have like regular weekly segments, but otherwise it's just like, if there weren't for deadlines, then it'd just be totally stress-free, I'd say.
Yeah. Because like, if it's your friend's birthday party and you want to go out, but you've got to finish like a wank or a fap, then that's when we have to say like, sorry guys, we're going to be late, or like we'll have to come 4 hours later because we got to finish this because people are relying on us to see the video. So that's the only time you really have to like push yourself and hold back. So you do have those kind of consequences of a normal job of like getting something done. But it's not the kind of feeling of like, oh, my boss is going to kill me.
Because we have no boss.
We have no boss, so except for Spudgy.
Spudgy.
I'm not talking to you. Why do you look so drugged up? You look drugged up because I put you in a sweater. Are you falling asleep? It's totally falling asleep on me. The heck?